Hello gorgeous, I am Shannon Thompson, celebrity makeup artist, and today on the professional series we're going to talk about makeup kits. Now, as I've said in other videos, I'm kind of a unicorn, which means that I do a lot of different genres of makeup, from special effects to beauty. But today we're going to talk about the basic beauty makeup kit. We're going to talk about how to organize it, how to pack it, and what goes in it. Keep in mind, I've been doing makeup for a very long time, so my basic kit may be a little bit bigger than yours is. Don't feel overwhelmed. Use what you have and build as you go. Where do I get my makeup kits from? Well, believe it or not, I get them from untraditional places like hardware stores, or I'll search online for like toolkits that are like hardware toolkits. I don't normally buy makeup kits that are made for makeup. And the reason why I don't buy makeup kits that are made for makeup is that I used to. They're cute and they're pretty, but they don't hold all my makeup. They break easily and they're not really durable, in my opinion, and also in my history. So I'll go to places like hardware stores. Why? Because they're cheaper. They're made for tools and you can put a lot more in them, and they're durable. The wheels are bigger and they're kind of made for construction, and even though makeup isn't construction, it can get really heavy. This is my actual makeup kit, okay? As I said, it is a tool kit. I also like to pimp my own kit. If you notice, I have all kinds of stickers and my face is all over it. I even put a fancy scarf on it. The reason why is because it is a makeup kit, and a lot of times on set or on locations, people actually have the same kit that has tools in it. So I want you to know that this is my kit and it's makeup-y. And again, you can do whatever you want to do with it, but that's what I do. So let's go through the kit, okay? So this kit is actually two separate pieces. I put big Velcro on it because I wanted it to stick industrial strengthly. We're gonna start with my makeup brushes. That's what's in here. So these are my makeup brushes. I like to keep them in a brush belt, okay? Some people like to keep them in like a cylinder. I like to keep mine in a brush belt because I like to access them really, really easily. It's wrapped in a towel, or actually two towels, because I want to protect them from getting smashed or getting destroyed. I also have brush guards on them, again, to protect them from getting smashed and getting destroyed. So let's go through some of the other stuff that's in here. This is a cool little trick. These are sandwich bags normally, okay? But I use them for trash bags because makeup artists are trashy people, meaning that we create a lot of trash. So if you buy these, you can put your trash in them and then throw them away. These are some makeup puffs, okay? We all know what we use puffs for. My moisturizers are in here. This kit right here has all of my glitter in it. I like to keep glitter in a separate bag just in case it falls all over the place. What you don't want to have is glitter all over your kit, because glitter is the herpes of the craft world, so you know it's going to go everywhere and stay everywhere. So this is my glitter bag. This is another makeup trick that I like as well. So this is a mat. So I put this mat over top of that towel that was covering my brushes, and I use this mat to be as a hard surface, because a lot of times if you just use a towel, when you grip things, it doesn't come up easily. So this is just a little mat that I got from like a dollar store or someplace like that. Even Asian markets have them. This bag has blushes and highlighters in it, okay? And you'll notice as I go through my kits, each individual item I try to group together and also have it in, if not a clear bag, a bag that I can see through. So this is a mesh bag. So again, this has blush palettes in it. You know, I love a palette. So some of the blush palettes in it, and again, it says blush on it, and they're all together. This is a blush palette and a highlight palette, and there's so forth and so on in here. So that's in the top part of my makeup kit. Here's another cool makeup trick. These are compact mirrors. So I know you're thinking, compact mirrors, Shannon, I know you're a makeup artist. Are you giving them out to people? No. I use these mirrors as mixing palettes to be able to put in my actors' bags when I work in commercials and those things as well. So I always have extra ones in here. So what I would do is take a little concealer or a little lipstick, put that on a mirror, close the mirror, put it in my acting bag, and that's my working palette. So I have those extra mirrors that are in here. Also, if you're working on a photo shoot or something like that and you have a lot of models working at the same time and your palette is completely dirty, take one of these out. Now you automatically have a clean palette. Isn't that cool? I get those from like the dollar store anytime I can find cheapy palettes. These are just some moisturizing facial masks. Sometimes you have people that have really, really dry skin. You want to do a skin treatment, so I have a little bit of those in there. There's not a specific brand, but I like to have them in my kit. And the bottom of my kit, what I call these are all extra brushes, okay? So there are brushes in here as well. I'm a little bit of a brush junkie, So Shannon, I already saw your brush kit. Why do you have so many extra brushes? The reason why I have extra brushes is because when I'm working on sets and commercials or even photo shoots, but specifically sets with commercials, I have to create something called an actor bag. And in that actor bag will have their individual makeup, and they all need individual brushes for that particular actor. So if I'm working with 10 women, right, and 10 women, each woman have to have at least 10 brushes in their kit, a blush brush, an eyeshadow brush, because I need to redo their makeup. That's already 100 brushes that I need to have in addition to the brushes that I already have for my makeup kit. So those were in here. These are my set brushes. They're clean and ready to go. Now, I don't only use them for my actors, I also use them for myself. So if I need an extra brush, I have them. Let's talk about the makeup part of my makeup kit. That's in the bottom part of this kit. And this part actually comes up, but let's talk about what's in here first, okay? This part I don't really unpack when I go on location. I just take this part and place it on a table or a counter and I work out of it. These are lashes, all right? This is the glue that goes to the lash. These are all of my eyeshadow bases and my pomades, like my eyebrow pomades. There's some gel blushes in here and some cream blushes in here as well. Liquid eyeliners and cream eyeliners are all in this particular thing. If you notice when I go through the kit, like I said before, most of my kits and most of my things are see-through or they are mesh, so I can access them quickly. This container has makeup capes in it. I have more than one because a lot of times you work with more than one person and you may need to have a different kind of cape for them. There are loose eyeshadows in here or pigments that are in here as well. So again, I like to keep them together because you don't want anything to come undone and it gets all over your makeup kit. So all of my pigments and kind of loose eyeshadows are in here. The wedge sponges live in here. I love a wedge sponge. If you've seen any of my other videos, I am in love and in lust with the wedge sponge, so I always have an ample amount of them in my kit. There's alcohol in here, rubbing alcohol. There are eyeliners in here all organized together. There are mascaras in here. In this part, they're all different types of lip balms that should live here. There's some mints in here. I like to keep them on my makeup station. Not that people need them, but a lot of times if they see them, they will take one as well. Eyelash curler, all right. That's my own personal bubble gum. Don't judge me. These are cups that I use to put my alcohol in and my brush cleaner in as well. This is another fun trick. I got these cups from the food section in a store and they normally have like sauces in it. So if you ever go to a restaurant, they have like mayonnaise or like ketchup in it. Those are these cups. Did you know you can buy them individually? You can. They're like less than $1. So I put my alcohol in one and brush cleaner in the other. So that sits in here and lives in here. These are some facial oils that I like to use for my clients. That's a primer. This is alcohol. This is a cup that I put my brushes in. All right, so I normally put that on my makeup station and my dirty brushes or my used brushes go in there. So that lives in here. There's a hand sanitizer. This is one of my favorite hand sanitizers. That's in here. Pencil sharpeners are in there. Makeup wipes, Q-tips, extra mascara wands, disposable mascara wands. Shannon, why is there scotch tape in your kit as well? So remember how I talked about that glitter? Well, how do you get glitter off the face? That falling underneath it. You just take a little bit of scotch tape and you put the tape on the person's face. Glitter comes off, makeup does not. Wonderful. So you need to have scotch tape in there, Shannon. That's about everything that's just in this part of my kit. Let's get to the nuts and bolts of this makeup kit. I promised you makeup was coming. This has tissues in it, all right? So what is this container? This container actually had that makeup cape in it that I told you about earlier. The cape came in here. All I did was cut a little slit in it and put tissues in them, took them out the box, and now I have a really disposable and easy brush tissue container. And whenever the tissues run out, I just put some more tissues in it. And now you don't have that big tissue box that's smashed down because you don't want to be the dirty makeup artist. And then I have a step stool. Well, I know that I'm short. I'm fun size, as I like to tell a lot of people. Okay, so it's not for me to stand up on. What I use this for is because I like my brushes to be propped up. So when I go to a location, if it doesn't have a proper makeup station, I will take this down and I will put it up here, and I will take my brushes and the brush belt and I'll lean it against here, and then I will take that fancy container that has tissues on it and I will put that on top, so it's kind of like a table on top. So this I got inexpensively from a place, so that's why a step stool is in there. And every once in a while, if I gotta get something, I have a step stool. So here's the makeup part that I promised you, okay? All right, in this container right here, these are all of my powders, all right? It is clear, like I said, and they're powders, and a little bit of my bronzers are in here as well. So that's what's in this part of it, okay? You want to make sure that you sanitize them at the end of the use by just spraying them with alcohol. And if you don't even want to use them directly out the container, some makeup artists like to scrape them out the container so you don't have any cross-contamination. There are lip pencils in this one and lip pencils in this one. I have a lot of different lip pencil choices as well. I try to label the containers, if you can see, even though they're clear, I try to label them as well, but that didn't always work. I labeled this one, but it fell off. You know, Sharpie go away sometimes. And then I have several containers that have eyeshadow in them. This container that has eyeshadow in it is my colored eyeshadow one. So if we open the container, ooh, look at all the pretty bright colors. So this container has all my bright eyeshadow colors. A lot of times I don't use them as much, so I like to keep them separately, okay? Right underneath it is my natural eyeshadow color. So your browns and your neutral colors, all right? So again, clearly I like this palette a lot because I own a lot of them. But again, there's just neutral palettes that are in here as well. And again, I try my best when I can to organize it and write what's on it, and right? So those are in here. It makes it easy, so if you know that you're doing somebody's makeup application, you're not looking through your kit and trying to find out, ooh, where is my pink eyeshadow at? Where is my brown eyeshadow at? I like to organize them and put them together. And again, I like to keep them in a clear container if I can, or something that's see-through-ish. This has my liquid foundations in it and my cream concealers in them. That's what's in this container right here. This is some more cream foundation and highlight and contours that are cream in this palette as well. So they're creams and they're powders. So this is basically my highlight and contour palette alone. All right, there's some shimmer stuff in here, but again, that's what these palettes are. So they live in here for me. This has just my powders, my loose powders in it. All right, highlighter powders are in here and contour and highlight powders are in here. And again, I like to keep them separate than the other ones because they're loose. If they come unscrewed somewhere, you don't want to have that at the bottom of your container and it's a disaster and now you're cleaning everything up. I have alcohol in a bottle and I have brush cleaner in another bottle as well. Instead of you carrying those big bottles with you, I like to break them down into smaller bottles. And just remember that when they get lower, what I would need to do right now is refill this, because if I do another makeup gig and I need more alcohol, this is all I have left because I'm not carrying that big bottle with me. My lip stuff is in this container right here. There's actually two things that are in here. So lipsticks live on this side, all right? And lip glosses live in this part right here. I like to keep them separate. And here's another makeup trick that I've showed you before. This is just a container that is supposed to be for jewelry. I got it from an arts and crafts store. And what I did was I scraped out the lipstick and I put the lipsticks in here and I put the name of the lipstick and the brand of the lipstick on the top. So therefore it's easy for me to be able to access my lipsticks whenever I have to do a makeup application, and I don't have to carry a lot of different lipsticks around with me. So those live on this side and lip glosses live on the other side. I know the big thing, and I love them now, are matte lipsticks or matte lip glosses. My matte lip glosses also live on that side. The last thing that's in my makeup kit are my cream concealers and my cream foundations. Here's another trick. If you don't have any cream foundations or cream concealers, you know how in this container I talked about my cream highlighter and contours. You can also use them as a concealer. Yes, you can. So you don't have to go and buy separate things if you have one thing already, because it is makeup, okay, love? So you don't have to be like, well, this is only for this. I promise you it's not only for that. But in my kit, I have cream foundations and cream concealers. So these are just some palettes. Clearly, you can tell my favorite colors that I use all the time. All right, so those colors are in here. So those are my cream foundations. And again, I like to organize them like warm and cools. So those are in here. And then I have smaller ones as well. Now, you want to make sure that when you sanitize them, as you see, everything is scraped out. So I'm not using it directly from the container. I'm using a spatula and scraping it out. And then you want to spray it with alcohol to sanitize it as well. And that is everything that is in my small makeup kit. You want to make sure that it is clean, it is organized, you're sanitizing as you go, or you're sanitizing when you're done. You want to clean your brushes as you go and make sure that you clean them before you pack your kit. You don't want to go to another makeup gig and then now the person has watched you clean brushes. You don't want anybody to be like, she wasn't organized, she wasn't professional, she wasn't clean. He wasn't organized, he wasn't professional, he wasn't clean. So this is what's in my basic kit. Again, it's my kit, and just like I am an artist, you are an artist. I get my kits from untraditional places, but if you want to get your kit from a traditional makeup place, that's where you should go to. I like to put my makeup in clear containers and separate them and organize them together. But if you want to group them together, because I work with other makeup artists that like to have like all of their creams and their powders together, or their face stuff together and all their eyeshadow stuff together, it doesn't have to be brown and color. You can do that. This is how I do my kit. I like to keep it as organized and neat and professional and pretty as possible.